Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I am standing here in the remote territories of the First Nations of British Columbia, in the land of the Nootka. Oceanographer Pierre Robert de la Tour and I have traveled for days, leaving civilizations behind, crossing oceans and crossing countries. We went from the United States, from the port of Friday Harbor, via ferry to British Columbia, and then traveled cross countries for days until we lost all communications abilities. I lost my cell phone ability to receive and send messages and connect days ago, and later we lost internet connections, and we traveled to the far end of British Columbia, to the land of the Nootka, to meet the people of the First Nations and discover their culture, heritage, and relationship with whales and ocean medicine and the civilizations of the ocean civilizations. As I'm speaking right now, Pierre is in meetings with the elders of the Mowetchet and the Mushlet nations, the people of the First Nations of British Columbia. And I just wanted to share with you a message of deep emotions for me. Pierre was telling me that from the outside, I seemed like somebody who has so much appetite for life, croquer la vie à pleines dents, he was saying, and nobody knows until they get very close to me how wounded I actually am, and how difficult it is for me to let anybody close to me and trust anyone. And I didn't used to be this way. I survived multiple injuries and multiple severe attacks on my life over the course of my journey. And I remained strong until the last 10 years, where there has been a vendetta to end my human existence by someone I served more than I had ever served anyone before, a man I devoted my life for 20 years and worked around the clock for, who embarked on a mission to, as he said, lead me to die in the streets where I belong. These were his words. And for almost 10 years, he brainwashed me, repeating constantly, you're still alive? Why are you not dead? You haven't committed suicide yet? I will not stop until you're dead, so you might as well end your life right now. And being repeated this daily through a reign of terror where you're constantly threatened leads you to severe sequels, added to the fact that I have survived skull fractures, multiple head injuries with complete loss of consciousness over the course of my journey, severe accidents and multiple rapes, and was left for dead, unconscious. It's according to my medical doctors, it's a miracle I'm still alive today. I know that. And most importantly, it's a miracle that I'm still functioning, or high functioning as they say, although it doesn't feel high functioning when you have so much lost your trust that you are in a state of post-traumatic stress constantly and hypervigilance, and you no longer can trust anybody to even travel with you in your own vehicle or embark on anybody else's vehicle. And the few who get very close to me have to suffer with the extreme post-traumatic stress that I carry. So I wanted to share this with you tonight to let you know that it's you don't have to believe that because you are wounded that you do not deserve to continue to live. I came close to believing that I would not survive. In fact, the very reason for my YouTube channel in the last year was based on the fact that I didn't think I was going to be here for much longer, and therefore I decided to hurry and share everything I possibly could on my YouTube channel before my life was halted, which was the goal of others. And I'm still here, so I'm still sharing, and I'm deeply moved by the trust that I receive from people I had never met in my life, and people I was afraid of, because I'm afraid of everything and everyone these days. And I continue on, but I have this constant fear within me. And as I approach the people of the First Nation, as I approach my journey with Pierre, I continue being afraid because I carry such hypervigilance these days for attacks against my safety and survival. When those you love the most and trust the most embark on multiple attempts to end your life and abandon you when you are between life and death, in the hospital, for instance, or continue sending bullying attacks and intimidations against you in order to break you, how can you trust people you don't know? Or how can you trust people you know less when those you know most attempt to end your life? So it leaves you in a state of permanent fear. And although I do produce incredible miracles in the lives of those who work with me, you can see that from the reviews that are posted about my work and the testimonials and my stories, my clinical and forensic case files that I share. I am still wounded myself, and you know the saying, the shoemaker has the worst shoe. When you spend and devote your life to helping others, sometimes you don't take as much time for yourself. However, meeting the people of the First Nations, the Moetchet and the Mushlets, has been such an emotional journey, because I came here in fear of being harmed again, and in return they approached me with so much heart and so much love and so much generosity. They covered me with gifts after I retreated and left Pierre to his meetings and chose to retreat myself. I was followed by representatives of the Moetchet and who came to find me and brought me this beautiful cedar rose made of cedar tree that he made himself. His name is John, and this beautiful eagle feather, and this necklace that is also handmade by the people of the Moetchet and the Mushlet for protection, and literally covered with gifts, and told that I was a radiant soul, and that my aura vibrated, and that I was in the hands of the protections of above. And I wanted to share this with you tonight before continuing on the rest of our journey, to give you a message of hope and inspiration. There is nobody that's out there that is not wounded. We are all carrying wounds from our past, and the abusers who harm us are the representations of those wounds as well. And the people of the First Nations tell us to pray for their souls to be saved, and ask for protection. And so I leave you with this beautiful message from them. We will continue on our journey with Pierre and share more with you. But just to tell you that sometimes, you know, those you love most harm you, and sometimes those you fear most heal you. And sometimes it's okay to love again. And I'm saying that because I'm surrounded today by incredible people in my life who in spite of my fears, in spite of my lack of trust, in spite of my hypervigilance, are patient and understanding. Friends and loved ones, my new tribe. And I want to give you all the continued message of staying strong no matter what hits you, because there is love here in this world, there is beauty, and there is wisdom. So until next time, stay strong and have a wonderful evening.